So myself, Professor Praveen K. Manjikar, Faculty of Pennganga College of Engineering and Management, and I am going to teach you elements of electromagnetic field. So the first chapter of electromagnetic field is vector calculus. As we know that the vector calculus is the base of complete electromagnetic theory, and therefore we have to see the vector calculus in depth for first. And for this, in this vector calculus now, we have to study three types of the system. One is rectangular coordinate system, second is the cylindrical coordinate system, and third is the spherical coordinate system. In the rectangular coordinate system, which we have studied in the school days, three axes are there, x, y, z axes are there. So at first, x is the horizontal axis, y is the vertical axis, and z axis is coming out of the blackboard like this. In the two-dimensional system, it is shown like this. So this is the simple Cartesian coordinate system. Now, in the Cartesian coordinate system, as there are the three coordinates x, y, z axis. So, for example, if we want to locate the point P 1, 2, 3, then value of x is 1, value of y is 2, and value of z is 3. So, we have to come first 1 in the front line like this 1, then horizontal 2 and vertical 3, and therefore point P is located in between you and the blackboard somewhere in the space. In this way, the point Q may be located Q4, 5, 3 like this, and if we join the point P to Q, we can find out the distance also by the distance formula. That is, what is the distance D, P, Q like this. So distance formula is also simple. What is the distance formula says? That P1, 2, 3 is marked or given the names x1, y1, z1, and point Q is given the name x2, y2, z2. Then distance formula D said that complete square root P like this, x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square plus z2 minus z1 whole square. So this is the distance formula. Distance formula is available, but it is complicated in the cylindrical coordinate system and spherical coordinate system. Therefore, if the point is given in the cylindrical coordinate system or spherical coordinate system, then we will first convert that point into the Cartesian coordinate system by coordinate transformation, and then we will apply the distance formula, the same distance formula in the Cartesian coordinate system. So just we have to remember only one formula for one distance formula, which is available in the most simple way in Cartesian coordinate system. So this is about the distance formula. Now, if point P is 1, 2, 3, and if point Q is 4, 5, and 6, and if we want that, what is the vector directed from P to Q like this, P to Q, 4, 5, 6, and point 1, 2, 3, vector directed from P to Q. So if let R P2 is the vector which is directed from P to Q, then we have to tip minus tail. So this is our rule, that is tip minus tail. So 4 minus 1 ax plus 5 minus 2 a1 plus 6 minus 3 az. So this is the vector which is directed from P to Q. This is just a tip minus tail. You have to remember the vector directed from P to Q. 2 means what? Towards Q, like this. So two things I have told you: how to find out the distance between point P and Q, and another thing, how to calculate the vector which is directed from one point to another point. Just two things. Yes. Now another thing is that this is the axis, this is x axis, this is y, this is z axis, and this is the y axis. About the unit vectors, unit vectors are always directed along the three coordinate axes in the increasing direction of that coordinate. Unit vectors are directed along the three coordinate axes in the increasing value of their coordinate. As we know that this is the origin, x is increasing in the this direction. Actually, the x axis is from the blackboard towards you. In the two-dimensional system, this is the blackboard one is a two-dimensional system, and therefore it is shown like this. But actually, it is coming out of the blackboard like this. So the axis increasing in the outward direction. Therefore, the direction of the ax, that is the unit vector, is like this. Direction ay is increasing in the rightward direction, and az is increasing in the upward direction, and therefore they are shown like this. Now, what is the application of the unit vector, or why the unit vectors are introduced in the system. Unit vectors are introduced in the system just to show the direction, because there are two types of the quantities. One is the scalar quantity and one is the vector quantity. Scalar quantity means what? Scalar quantity is some number 2.35 minus 1. This indicates what? Scalar. So scalar is what? Scalar is that quantity which is having only magnitude and not the direction, and vector quantity is that quantity which is having magnitude as well as the direction. For example, we will set an example of what is the area of this room. So if someone wants to find out the area of this room, then we have to measure it the length, and then we have to measure the breadth of this room, then we have to multiply. So length into breadth is equal. So if someone says that no, I am not satisfied with this, you are measuring length from here to here, now you measure length from here to here, the area will be somewhat different. So this is not the case. You can measure the length from here to here or here to here, length will be same. So this means what? Length and area, they are the scalar quantities, they don't need any direction. Also when you measure from rightward to leftward or leftward to rightward. But this is not the case with the force. Force which is equal to what? Force is equal to m into a, mass into acceleration. So if this is the duster and I put the force in this direction, in this direction, so duster is going towards you, means what? The duster is not coming towards me, because this means what? Force is having direction. And if I am doing a small jerk, it is displacing by small movement, and if I am doing a bigger jerk, then it will go up to you. This means what? The force is having magnitude also. So force is having direction also, because if I am giving a jerk, it is not coming towards me, and it is having magnitude also, because if I am giving a small jerk, it is displaced by the small interval, and if I am giving the larger jerk, then it can come to you also. So force is the example of the vector quantity. So this is about what? Vectors, scalars and the vectors. So I am telling you that why the unit vectors are introduced in the system. X, Y, Z, these are the three unit vectors directed along the three coordinate axes. So in the vector quantity, scalar quantity, as I have told you, 2, -1, 1.3, these are the scalar number. But how the vector looks like? Vector F, for example, looks like 1ax plus 2ay plus 3az. This is the vector quantity. In this way, this means what? Vector is having the magnitude as well as the direction, and just to show the direction, these unit vectors are introduced in the system, just to show the direction. So now you must understand the use of the unit vectors. Now why the name unit vector? Unit vector name is there because their magnitude is always equal to 1. Magnitude of ax is equal to magnitude of ay is equal to magnitude of az is always equal to what? 1. You may know that how to calculate the magnitude of the vector. That if this is the vector, for example, what is its magnitude? Square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square is the magnitude of this force vector. This is the magnitude of the force vector. Such magnitude for this ax, ay, az, arrow fi, az in the cylindrical coordinate system, or ar, a theta, a phi, any coordinate system having the unit vectors, they are having magnitude always equal to 1, and that's why they are called as the unit vector. So why they are introduced in the system? Just to show the direction. And why they are called as unit vector? Because they are having magnitude is equal to what? 1. See, now this is the force vector.